Greetings, my movie geeks. Welcome back to our 4th annual Halloween Spooktacular, formerly known as Halloween Countdown. 31 films throughout October. I was going to say August then. October, and we've got a new list. And tonight we're watching, we've watched The Gate from 1987, directed by Tibor Takak. I think that's how you say his name. So, you said that you may have seen this.
I felt like, yeah, this is a suggestion, wasn't it, of somebody on your
Paul Childs
page. And as we watched it, I didn't think I'd seen it at all. And then as we started to watch it, and there was a few little bits in it, and I thought, I think I saw this as a kid, and I think it really scared me.
Yeah.
There was bits in it that frightened me.
And I think you're right. As a film watching it as a kid, I think it would have scared me too, because there's a lot of moments in it that are quite scary,
disturbing.
Yeah,
for kids. Like watching it as an adult, it was quite cheesy. Like really cheesy.
It's a cheesy 80s film.
Yeah.
But it's really enjoyable.
But there were bits in it, and when you're in the back of your mind, you think of something that scared you as a kid, and there was a couple of things out of this film, and I thought, oh God. That is from that film. It must be.
Yeah. Like what?
Like the guy coming out of the wall, and then his eye in the hand.
Yes.
Something like that. And
there was a lot of moments in that was mental.
Should we talk about what it's about?
So what's the film about? Oh.
Well, it's about it's a family of 4 and a dog.
The dog.
I can't remember his blinking name.
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, Stephen Dorff is the boy character. What's he?
Yeah.
I know his sister's called Al. I've totally forgot his name.
I don't know. Michael? Stephen? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look.
She's gonna look.
So the family of 4. Glenn is the 12-year-old son, and Al, I think she's meant to be about 15, is his older sister. She's Alexandra, but they call her Al.
Call me Al.
Call me Al. Anyway, the parents decide to go away for the weekend. I can't remember the reason why. And the sister's almost 16, like the week after.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
And she's like, let me look after, I can look after the kid, Glenn, and I can,
And Glenn, for some reason, is grounded. He's not allowed out of the house. Yeah.
And it kind of goes from there. So the parents, go off away. First opportunity the sister takes is, a party at the house. And it's a really naff party, and the younger brothers upstairs with his little dorky friend. His
dorky friend who is into heavy metal or some glam rock. No, not glam rock, but hair metal.
Yeah.
And that plays into it, which I think is fabulous.
Yeah, it's a bit random. And so this party's going on, and it's not much of a party, when you're 15 and your mates around drinking cider. It's that type of party. And then they sort of go down to them a bit later on, and there's a few of them left, and they're telling ghost stories as if it's Halloween. Yeah. I mean, I never did that.
Well, one girl takes over, and she's like, "Ooh, let's get all
That's after
spooky."
They've told the ghost story.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, let's try levitation." And that was one of the things I remembered. I remember doing this. My older sister, my friends, try to levitate. When somebody sits on a chair, and you put your chair, and you concentrate, and you're meant to be able to lift them up, and the light is a feather.
Must have been before my time.
It will have been. Yeah, it will have been.
Girls, well, so.
But we tried that, and I can remember doing all that stuff. But they were trying to do that, and then they do it, and it doesn't work. Then her little brother wanders down. They're like, "Oh, you come here, we'll try it." And they're like, "Yeah, but he's dead." We get him on the chair, try it. But he actually
goes off.
Then properly levitates and grabs onto the light thing, and pulls it off.
And there's a lot of destruction in this.
Yeah, and
film.
Then he starts crying, and some of the kids laughing. But then in the background you hear someone go, "It was clearly an illusion."
Illusion, yeah.
What's
that
an illusion?
He just flew up and destroyed part of his.
Yeah, and it's is David Blaine there? So it's a bit random. So you have to overlook that type of thing, because if it was me and my friends, we'd have absolutely pooped our pants and been out.
The house, yeah.
But then it kind of goes from there, doesn't it? And
well, yeah. So the beginning is he's having a dream. What's it called? Jeff?
Glenn.
Sorry. Bloody hell. Yeah, he has a dream that he's in the tree house and it's falling down, and then he wakes up because it was a bad dream. And the tree has been pulled down, and it turns out there's a massive hole, and it turns out that this hole is a gate to where all the gods before the universe had existed, and they're all trapped down there. But now that the tree's moved,
so the tree's cut apart and moved, and there's like this, but like where the tree ball has been, it then starts to sort of as if it's a sinkhole, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's like all this rancid smoke coming out, like yellow. But the dad's like stood dead close to it, and he's like, doesn't really seem that
phased by it.
And I'd be like,
my house is like a couple of meters away from this.
If that opened in your garden, your ass would fall out. So it was a bit funny, but then the dog. It's all that happened that night, didn't it? And then weird stuff starts to happen, and his mate is listening to.
His mum died. The mate's mum has died.
Yeah. And
he stays over at Glenn's house.
Yeah.
Right. And he wakes up in the night, and there's his mum's beckoning from the door, and he goes down and cuddles, and it's like, I thought, because I'd never seen this, I was like, oh, he's going to die, but at least he's going out seeing his mum again. But that's not how it goes. It turns out that who he's cuddling is actually the dog, who has died.
Yeah, that you don't really get an explanation for
No.
that. And they sort of fall over, and the other two come out from their rooms because he screams, and the dog's dead on the floor. It's dead St. Angus.
Yeah.
But they kept saying how old Angus was, so I think it was expected.
Yeah.
So
you said as soon as we put this film on, she said, "That dog's dead now." Bear in mind, we lost our dog this year.
We lost our beautiful Meg. But it's quite random. So like you've got all that going on. So like the dog is then, the sister's meant to take care of the dog, and then her friend comes and she wants to go off to the mall, and the other lad who was at the thing,
the one who fancies Al,
he was like, oh, I'll take the dog to the animal shelter. I mean, I don't know how it works in America. You just bury it here in your garden if it was us, or you'd send it off to different mates. So he goes, it's locked, it's shut up, this place. So he goes back to the house, nobody's there. In the meantime, the kids have then listened to this like death metal album of his mate. Is it Terry, his mate? I can't think what it's called.
I don't remember.
So, and he starts to play it backwards. Again, one of the things I remember from being a kid.
Yeah, but that was a thing, wasn't it? That you
so he does that, but is it the Book of the Dead? It's like, you get albums. But it's like a proper book in this album. Yeah. And it's all got the same symbols on,
and he's listening to the album, and it's saying the things that have happened to them. Yeah. And he reads through the record cover, the sleeve. And then he knows everything that's going on. He knows that the demons have been trapped behind this gate, and that it also has how to trap them there. It's entertaining because it's quite...
Yeah, and I mean, as a kid, you would love it. As an adult, you see the glaring cliches and little things that don't quite work out. But as a kid, it was a really scary film for me, what I remember. So anyway, they figure that out. They then go and read like a psalm out of the Bible, don't they? Thinking it can close, and it kind of closes up.
It does.
And they're like, "Oh, great, we've done it," and off they go happy. Yeah. This guy then comes back. I can't, and was it him who put it? I can't remember.
Oh no, he puts the dog in the hole. Yeah. And it turns out you need a sacrifice for the demons to come back and to hell on earth or whatever.
Yeah, so then they've kind of opened this gate then.
So he does that, and then because they haven't made the sacrifice, the kids believe that if we say this, it will shut. But they don't know that the dog's body has been put there, which means the sacrifice has been made, which means the gate is open. And then all hell breaks loose. And there's these really good, and I do think they're really good, special effect little tiny demons, which are men dressed up, like superimposed into the shot, but also at points stop out animation.
Yeah, so
which looks fantastic.
His mate told him a story and said, "Oh, when your house was built, one of the workers died."
Oh yeah.
He just picked him up.
He just picked him up in the wall,
taking him out.
Which, fun fact, actually happened in shipbuilding.
Yeah.
And that's what they believe why the Titanic went down, because there was a lot of people, a lot of bodies buried between the holes.
Yeah, it does happen that actually.
The more you know.
We live in a shipbuilding town.
We do.
Yeah, and it's like, so they've sort of sat watching something, they think everything's finished, and then the wall gives away where they sat like a partition wall.
Flops
and
out.
It flops out, and it's really creepy.
Yeah, it is.
And then he comes to life and he's trying to get him, but then at points that you said,
he takes one of the kids.
he takes him, he goes back through the wall seals up, and then he also goes down and manages to get his sister too, so they're the two sacrifices needed.
Yes.
But in between all this, he sort of keeps reappearing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But then he breaks down, he disintegrates into these tiny little mini demons, but it's almost Jason and the Argonauts in places.
But I think the way they've done it as well, because you know from watching a hell of a lot of films, you know that they have done this and that it is just like a green screen or a blue screen, but it looks so good. And even when
it hasn't stood the test of time, but it looks good. You can
tell.
Oh,
I think it looks good. You can tell, but I think it does look. I think there's some films now that don't look as good.
They are quite creepy. The little
things. They are.
And like when we won't go into all of it because we'd be here all night talking about it. But like his mate goes down it at some point.
Yeah, down the old
Terry goes down it, and you think, oh, he's a goner because he goes quite far. And
but then he gets out again.
Things start creeping up, and they're like biting him and stuff, and he's trying to get out. I mean, he manages to get out, doesn't he? But
what I found about this though was it gets to a point where Al's gone. Is it Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry's gone as well. And
it's Terry. I'm saying Terry.
And Jeff. What's it called?
Glenn.
I know it was a J, not G. He's stuck, and then the alpha demon appears to him
out at the end,
and literally just like taps him on the head.
Taps his hand.
Yeah, picks him up by the hand. But I think he does like that.
Oh, yeah, he strokes his head and then taps
leaves
his hand.
him.
And that's where his eye comes in. And
Touched his hand. Then he goes outside and out of the gate is all this smoke and all that sort of shit.
Billowing out.
And I actually thought at that point, again, like I haven't seen this until we watched it, that I thought if they finish the film there, that's going to be really, really interesting, because I don't see any way of them fixing this. But then it calls back to saying that is it light or love or something? Oh yeah, love.
Light and love.
Yeah, that breaks it. And there's this whole other like plot line about rockets, and he finds his sister's massive rocket.
He used to play it like fire rockets together, but now she's older. She wants to go shopping with her friends.
And she said she chucked it away.
And she hadn't.
She kept it.
He'd found it, and he found like ones that he'd bought and wrapped up for presents. And they use the rocket door and fire. Well, he does, and fires it at this like serpent-style demon that's ripped the shit out. The house is gone.
Yeah, the house is gone.
In the middle of the house. And he fires this at it, doesn't he?
And he goes into it, and then it all comes up, and it's a good little film.
It is a corny film. I wouldn't sit and watch it again anytime soon. I have to say.
But it's something you could probably show the kids, or the eldest kid.
The older kid, but it's not a bad little film. It's very tongue in cheek.
Very.
But I do remember it, and I didn't remember it all because I must have been very young when it came out. But I do remember it, and there was bits in it as a kid that scared me, so it worked back then. It did its job.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to see clips behind us if I've done this right. But yeah, I'm happy with that. What would you give? How many pumpkin heads? Rate it.
Are we doing
you want it out of 5 or 10? You want to do 10, don't you? All right. Go.
Ooh, tough one.
Tough one.
Yeah. See, we're doing scare factor or enjoyability. See, I don't know what to do.
Well, I think enjoyability. Because I think enjoyability comes into scare factor as well. Yeah. So you don't have to be scared, but you can still enjoy the film. I enjoyed that film a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, even though it wasn't scary, but I can see it being scary for younger audiences. I think like something like The Conjuring 2, where I constantly shit myself through that. I enjoy that, but I enjoy it for a different reason. So just enjoyability.
I'm going to give it 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's low. Well, it's not low.
It's not quite a 7 for me because I didn't enjoy it that much. I just think it's dated, and as an adult, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it the same, and I love my horror films. It's more tongue-in-cheek, but it's a cracking little film, really.
Yeah.
So if you can overlook stuff.
Well, I'm going to give it 8 pumpkins from my pumpkin patch. Yeah, that sounded good.
Sounded a bit weird.
8 pumpkins from my pumpkin patch. I didn't stumble my words. So, welcome back. It's the first episode of our Halloween countdown.
Again.
I can't remember what we called it. I can't give it a different name. Anyway, what are we watching tomorrow?
I don't know.
It's the one with Anthony Hopkins.
The Rite.
The Rite. Good old demon, bloody
Good
exorcism.
versus evil.
Yeah. I think I've seen it, but I'm not too sure. So, if you want to join us, come again tomorrow and you will see the new film. Again, we'll have it on in the background. You can follow me at Movie Ultimate and please subscribe. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow. Sleep tight. You not saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy Halloween countdown.
They have opened the gate. Pray it's not too late.